Wow, what a surprise. What an honor this is. Thank you to all YPO members. Thank you to the YPO organization. Thank you to the YPO Philadelphia chapter, past and present membership. This is such an honor. You know, I really want to act surprised, but the truth of the matter is that I knew I was going to be 50 and I knew I was going to have to leave the YPO. And, you know, it's not much to celebrate. It's a little bittersweet. But I'm looking forward to moving on to the WPO. I'm looking forward to this next stage in my life.
Wow, what a milestone. I guess you could say I've been training for this part all my life. I was always a ham as a kid, but I got my first real break in high school when I was cast as Mr. Rogers in the high school play. I spent hours getting into character. You know, they gave me the International Thespian Award for that performance. That's when I found my muse. But never did I expect to land the starring role in a docudrama about a family in the chocolate business. It's definitely a feel-good story. And I don't want to give anything away, but let's just say the good guy wins. Annie gets the girl. It's been the role of a lifetime. And I'd like to thank the YPO Academy for this recognition.
Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. This is such a surprise. I was just telling my wife tonight, gosh, losing would just suck, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. And at the risk of sounding cheesy, I'd like to thank a couple of people. Our director, Glynis, who has just kept me on point through this whole process. Our producers, Bev and Jean, they just believed in us. Our set director, Jake, he did a great job. Our musical composer, Meg, she gets an A+. The stuntman, Calman, he was fabulous. He did his best work in this production. And, you know, I know I'm taking up too much time and the music's starting to play, but I got to thank two more people. Our costume designer, Kim, she just, I can't tell you how many pairs of shoes she had me wear in this movie. It was crazy. And you would never think in a movie that, you know, having a good cook is important, but I can't thank Kathy enough for being there for the whole crew and keeping us well fed. And thank you for everybody who I might have forgotten. This is just so exciting. Thanks so much.
I'm very thankful in life in general. Matter of fact, I have a process of gratefulness, and I think about things I'm thankful for. And so the closing this program, it comes to mind, I'm thankful for my family and my whole family's healthy. And I'm thankful for YPO because anywhere that I've gone, YPO people have always embraced me and I've embraced them. And it's just really cool that successful business people or successful leaders have the time and always make the time for this thing that we set up. So I'm very thankful for it.
The most memorable YPO moment for me was my first forum meeting. It was just such an amazing experience. It was just so unique. Just watching these people, these successful, smart, charming people, share at such a deep level with somebody who was brand new to the forum, I just realized that this was the gift of YPO. I have actually two favorite movies, and that's Godfather Part 1 and Godfather Part 2, because every life lesson and every business lesson can be learned with those movies. My greatest inspiration, I have to say, has been my father. And again, because he has been successful in the areas that I have deemed important. He's been married for 51 years. He's been a wonderful father, a wonderful teacher. He successfully built a business, and he retired at 51. So it was pretty cool. Actually, he retired at 52. So he's really just, you know, your parents have a profound effect in your life, but he really has, it's not lip service when I talk about it.
Oh, I'm full of life lessons. My kids will tell you that. But I think there's a quote, and it's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It was given to me by one of my mentors early on. And it goes something like this. Any great and commanding event in the annals of the world is a triumph of enthusiasm. Nothing great was ever achieved without it. And it speaks to me about enthusiasm and passion. And I don't think anyone can find success in business or in a relationship without that. I find great inspiration in my grandfather, Henry Blummer, who founded Blummer Chocolate. He was a magnetic personality and had the ability to inspire and engage people from heads of state to cocoa farmers around the world. And he had a phrase that he would repeat to himself every day, which was "New Day." And it demonstrated his optimism as well as his perseverance in good times and in bad. And it's a phrase I repeat every day to myself. YPO has kept me on a learning curve through the years, both personally and professionally. The educational programs have been phenomenal and have really inspired me and pushed my thinking. But I do remember one event when Ellen and I were contestants on the Newlywed Game. And I will never forget sitting up on stage, trying to get as creative and semi-revealing as possible about my love life with Ellen, only to be wildly outdone by Ian and Linda Swain. Let's just say we learned a different side of one another that night.
So my most memorable YPO moment was a forum retreat, one of the early ones we took. And one of the guys said, he has a plane, it's a jet, it's fabulous, and we were going to the Appalachian Mountains and can fly right into this small runway. And I don't think I've ever taken a small plane before. And I get there, and apparently we have more people that could fit. And so the first thing that we do is we tell the co-pilot we don't need them. And right off the bat, I'm thinking to myself, can you do that? Do we need a co-pilot? And Freed sat in the co-pilot seat. And when you go into the Appalachians, I guess the wind off the mountain really makes it turbulent. And this thing's trying to land, and it's bouncing like a beach ball up and down. And our sodas are flying all over the place. And those kind of experiences really make YPO cool and memorable, because I'm there with all my forum mates being bounced all over the place thinking we might die, but at least we're together. When I think about my life in general, not just this graduation, of course I'm thankful to a lot of people, but the one that's the absolute most important is my wife, Sandy. And it's important because not only have we done everything in our personal lives together, I mean, we don't take separate vacations, hardly ever. We do everything together, and we work together. And so everything we're both trying to accomplish in life, we do together. And, we have different skills. And so Sandy has really been able to pick up where my skills left off and vice versa. And it's been a true loving partnership our entire over 25 years. And I thank her for that.
So in terms of life's lessons that I'd like to share, there's a couple. The first that is it's okay to be introverted. And I think we live in a very extroverted society here in the U.S. And to you parents out there, if you have kids who are introverted and you're worried about them, don't. It's okay. There's plenty of successful introverted people in the world. I think that's something I've learned over time. Another thing is that humor can go a long way to putting things in perspective. So I think I've sort of picked up on that over the years. Humility has a lot of value. Perseverance and persistence are also very important attributes to live by. And probably the last life's lesson is in business and in life, we all juggle a lot of balls. And sometimes it's hard to keep them all in the air. But there's one ball that's just incredibly important, and that's family. And that ball is made of glass. So you just never want to drop that ball. And I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind.